Shout out to the dub. Hey,
watch this.
Hey, number one dub.
Watch
it. Football talk is a big hit. Sunday nights to Wednesday nights, we striking a match cause we lit. Y'all know the name, we call it the dub. On Friday nights, it feel like a club. Getting that VIP treatment on the sideline, they showing us love. Great interviews, go hugs, putting in work, go good. Texas youth and high school talking to page on Facebook, hold up. Coach Carter stood on the scene, giving advice, he knew what he mean. Jay back, he be on the scene, rocking the gear, it's so clean. We rise and go easy, off the easy, push easy. We messed up with our special gifts, making places so easy. Trying to win, we so greedy. All our fans are so needy, cause they need to hear them talk about that club. We do it for the dub. 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 That DF dub. We do it for the dub. We do it for the dub. We do it for the dub. That DF dub.
Welcome to the dub, number one high school podcast starring Pat Boteezy, Jeremy McInnes, Coach Carr, and Brian Riser.
Well, all right. What's happening? What's going on? Welcome to the number one talk show. Speak out. Speak out. Speak out. Speak out. Speak out. Speak out.
Going to the next round. Get ready.
Hey, I'm Reginald Samples, 6A Division I state champion. I just want to give a shout out to the Dub, my favorite podcast and program.
Ron Murray, Mr. High School Holler, K104, the biggest out at the 214 day camp. Big shout out to the Quentin Jackson, you know, the Duncanville all-world quarterback.
It was good. It's Quentin Jackson. Shout out to the Dub High School Podcast.
Big shout out to the Dub, man. I see y'all making moves and doing what y'all need to do.
Going to the next round. Get ready.
Dub salute. Hey.
Hey, what it do?
What up, big bro?
What up, man? Look, all types of technical difficulties I don't know why these computers want to wig out and the weather's cold. Man, like I started out, I had Coach in the background. He was struggling to hear me. It was just crazy, but we made it. We here. We ain't gonna let nothing stop us. It's going down. The Dub episode 120 episodes in the can. What it do, man? How y'all guys feeling?
Man, just cold.
I'm
in the house. I got my tennis shoes on.
Look, I told my wife I was running around in shorts earlier. I said, man, I got to put on some shorts. It is cold in here. And I mean,
man, I got some sweats on. I got my shoes on, everything.
Yeah, it feels like 10 degrees outside.
Not for real.
Not for real. Man, hey, welcome to the Dub episode 120. We got the great SETH PARR on. He'll be in a second to talk Anna football. So I know the fighting Alonzo Tutsons are going to be on point tonight. Ready to talk that talk. I'm surprised he hasn't. What's that?
Oh, well, you know he watching. Well, you know he watching for sure.
Absolutely. But man, speaking of watching, have y'all been watching any of the basketball games and stuff, man? And the scores, I got the scores popping down at the bottom. This might be the girls. Yeah, it might be the girls popping through. But man, the shock of the week or whatever so far was what happened up with Lancaster yesterday, man. Saw some of the funny memes and stuff that was put out. I'm like, man, Lancaster can't catch a break in the playoffs.
No, man, they can't. And they picked to win state too.
Bruh, and I mean, yeah, the number 2 team in the state. I saw that they was out there, oh yeah, this is the man's score going down. They actually took an L to Shoemaker. And I don't know nothing. Is that one of them Harker Heights teams or one of them teams like that down there, Colleen or something? Or, yeah, we ain't got no business losing to no teams from Colleen and stuff. And I don't know. And I mean, they were running through here, beating the hell out of Duncanville a couple of weeks ago and beating their chest. And was like, okay, this is like a state championship team right here.
And Pat Bowl, they beat Lake. Hey, they didn't beat Lake Ridge at home this year.
No, bro, they're handling their business. I saw where they lost to Faith Family by like maybe 3 or 4 points, but it was a good game. You know, of course, we know Faith Family is akin to a junior college and college or something. But they be rolling out there. So, yeah, shout out, man. And then also we got some girl scores rolling. But look, I know they hurt over there at Lancaster and stuff, but man, the girls made up for it though. The girls won. They beat Grand Oaks 60-39. So shout out to the girls for holding it down for Lancaster, man. Holding it down for Lancaster. And I heard that girls team is really, really good. They brought in a new coach that, you know, got a winning pedigree.
Already.
That's really good. Yeah. She the truth, man. She win everywhere she been.
No, facts. So and I kind of, you know, talked with some folks over there, and they was really impressed with her, and kind of her thing to the team was they was going to beat Duncanville this year, and they actually went out there and did that thing, and they carrying it on. So I mean, you know, even though the boys took the L, the girls are holding it down, and they have an opportunity to make a deep run.
Man, it's a lot of talent over there in that Lancaster area, man. I'm telling you.
It is.
Trey, yeah, it's like look at that girl Trey too. They you see that video I posted? Yeah, they won a 4x1 relay.
Man,
against the ball. So, man, they got it. Yeah, man. So it's some talent out there in that Lancaster area. They just gotta keep. They just gotta keep them. They gotta keep them keep them intact, man. But no, Lancaster got some over there.
Hey, when you say something real, we got a new meter out here. It's called That's Tough. That's tough.
We know what it is, man.
But anyway, man, we gotta move on for that.
Move on, man.
Yeah, we gonna move on, man. But J Mac, how was your week, Doc? I know it's cold out there.
Man, I ain't gonna lie, it's cold. That's why I'm running late, because I wouldn't got me some firewood. I was like, man, I'm Hey, I was like, man, it's crazy.
I saw that picture you posted today where you was in Detroit just bundled up, boy, looking like an Eskimo. I'm like, man, God, dog, that's tough.
Nah,
I seen it, boy. I seen that picture, boy. You was folded up, boy. You was out. Say, damn, boy.
Every stop, man, it took me a minute. Every time it took me a minute to get back out that truck, I was like, shh. I know folks probably looking at me like, is he gonna come out?
Bro, I used to drive trucks for Shredded, and I was just telling my wife, I'm like, oh, I'm so blessed I can work from home now, because I used to be out there in those trucks, sloshing around the highway, having to jump out every 5 minutes, shredding paper. Bro, that was tough work in these type of conditions. And then you have to drive home an hour because everybody's slow on these conditions. Act like they driving in Minnesota or something.
Right.
B-Rise, what it do, man? Met you at the gym last week, man. Well, not met you. You just rolled up on us and stuff, man. I was finishing my workout and you starting your workout.
Oh yeah, man. Let y'all know, man. Everything going good. You know, my birthday next month on the 13th. Listen, I ain't be like these Negroes. We gonna have my birthday on time. And my birthday was Thursday. We gonna have it that Saturday. We ain't doing it 1, 2, 3 weeks later. We doing mine that week.
Well, y'all just save me. I'm gonna be there, but y'all just make sure y'all chip in for me too. Cause I missed my own party or whatever because of all the confusion for that week. But I will be there.
Hey, J Man, we doing mine a week. We gonna
No, yeah. See, you gonna be ready. See, these guys they could make up their mind.
I know.
And then we wouldn't even went, but Willow was at the last minute. He hit us up like 1 o'clock, talking about he ready at 1 o'clock.
He did. Nah, he did.
All right, let's welcome Coach Carr to the show. How's your week, sir?
Oh man, week is good right now. So far, so good, man. So far, so good. Apologize for the tardiness.
Oh no, that's all right. I know you leading the troops over there at Seagerville with the girls team and stuff. We see you posting the videos. So,
oh yeah, man, yeah. Them girls, man, they different. They different to coach. They different. They different, man. They like little sponges, man. They like little sponges. So it's been fun.
no doubt. Well, speaking of coaching and stuff, we're gonna bring on Coach SETH PARR, Anna High School in the building, state championship coach in the building. Welcome to the Dub.
Appreciate it. Glad you guys had me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, man, just wanted. I don't have my sound effects or nothing because I'm having a producer on the phone, but we welcome you and we're excited to have you on. I know, like I said, Alonzo Tutson, one of our friends of the show, he speaks highly of you. And his track program. You ever deal with him? Is he hanging around the campus as a fan or a supporter?
He comes around. I see him on things. Always a positive guy. I like positive people. I always say a good rule of mine is you like me, I like you, and so I like Alonzo.
All right. Would you be mad if one of our hosts on the show? All right. So you're from West Texas, and we're about to get into your history. But one of our hosts on the show has something to say about West Texas football. We're gonna see if he's gonna say it to you on the show. But let's take us into your history. He has a thing about West Texas football, so we're gonna see if it's true. If it rings true. But take us through your history. I know your dad was a coach for like 31 years or something.
Yeah, I was the head football coach at 3 different spots. One was Slayton, Texas, Plainview, Texas, and then Colorado High School in Amarillo.
Good deal. So I'm assuming you played for Dad.
Played for him. Got chewed out by him a lot. He wasn't one of those ones that passed back and told his son was good. He kind of was opposite, and so it was a good experience.
No doubt. What position did you play for him?
I played quarterback. I think a little bit of coaches' kids are always around, so you kind of figure it out probably a little bit faster than maybe on. We were able to, find some ways, find some wins sometimes, get some easy passes off.
I think that's funny that you say that because a lot of quarterbacks, a lot of coaches' sons do play quarterback. I did notice that. But then I look at somebody like Jason Witten and his sons don't play quarterback. They're playing everything. But yeah, I think the general theme is that if I got a son playing football, he's definitely going to be my QB. Did you grow up was it like you were just trained to be a QB, or you just saw something and say, yeah, I think you could be our QB?
Really tried to get me not to play quarterback. I was a running back first. He really didn't want. My older brother was the quarterback, and they were really successful. They were like number 1 or number 2 state. They got beat by Art Browse one year, and then they got upset. They ended up winning the state championship in basketball. But very talented group. But he never really wanted me to play quarterback because when you're a coach's kid, you're going. Everybody's always going to be saying that you're getting, special treatment or something. So he went out of his way to try to make it known that was the quarterback, and they were really successful. They're like going to go on and hit on his watch. So he really kind of wanted me to play running back. I was just the only one that could throw it, decently at that time.
Gotcha. Okay. So take me on your journey after high school. How did you go from playing for Dad to coaching a state champion?
Well, I knew when I was born, I wanted to coach. I loved everything about football or just coaching. My dad was a basketball coach at the beginning, and but I loved. I remember hearing the bands from first grade. They're getting ready for Fridays. We'd have the rip, hearing the band go, seeing the walkthroughs, getting ready to get on the bus. I was always on the bus, pre-workouts. I mean, I knew what I wanted to do. I struggled probably in school because I thought a lot of it was my waste of my time because I knew I wanted to. They would get on to me, make me take all these let me know what I wanted to do in my career. Y'all probably had to take those tests. And I told them, I said, I don't need to take this test. I know what I want to do. I want to coach. They still take that test. It probably took me around 3 or 4 minutes to get that test done. And then next thing I know, I was on the the list that took you to the special classes because they thought I was dumb. I learned to quit tests like that because I was in those special class. Pretty embarrassing when you got the award ceremony when you're in the special classes.
Damn.
But that take me out of him because he was mad because I didn't take that test seriously. So I punishment.
Oh, that's hilarious. So the journey. So kind of take me through the. We know you wanted to be a coach. Did you do any college time or what? Or what got you to?
I played in school in Kansas, and went through a couple of offensive coordinators. Then like on the third one, I ended up transferring to a school to start coaching. I coached McMurray University. Was going to allow me to coach receivers. So I wanted to get started. So I started coaching receivers at Murray, and then I got a job at a food school in North Greenville, South Carolina. So I loaded up my car and drove to South Carolina. And I wish I would have done some research on that team. I was just so excited to coach quarterbacks, offense, and be at Division II school. I should have looked up that those 0-29 the last 3 years. We went and got kicked, and I was fired before the semester was up. And they were really apologetic and telling me they were sorry, but they were only paying me $3,000 a month. I mean, a year. So
oh my God!
Dang! How'd you live?
I got free chicken strip cafeteria. So, but everybody will do something that they love. They say you'll do it for free. It taught me a lot about getting on your own, how to do things, and how not to do things. Then and just being just learning how to do things on your own was a big deal. After that, I went and coached with my dad at Amarillo Paladuro. If y'all know anything about Amarillo Paladuro, I'll tell you whatever he thinks about West Texas. Probably the most talented teams I've coached was in Amarillo Paladuro. We had a number 1 draft pick named Ziggy Hood on that team, but man, from all 11 guys, we had some dudes flying around the football at Paladuro High School, and they loved football. They were mean. I enjoyed every bit of it. Favorite guys. In fact, I got, one of the guys drives my bus over here and Anna was on one of my teams at Paladuro. So just a blessing to be around those guys. And from there, I went to got my first head job, youngest head coach in the state of Texas at a school called PARR. And once again, I wasn't put in a great situation in the state of Texas. And we were on a 29-game losing streak. And I told my dad I was happy at Paladuro. And I said, I'm good. Good.
Hey, Coach.
He told me, you don't
hey,
think.
Coach.
Yes.
I think we're having some type of connectivity issue. Is this your phone or on your computer?
I'm on my phone.
You're on your phone? I would say while you're working through it, maybe try to jump on your computer because it's like every other word is starting to cut out now.
Okay. Hold on. Try to get on.
All righty.
All right. Yeah, I'll see if I can get on. Thank you.
All right. You can jump out for a second and we'll just continue. Yes, sir. All right. We'll bring Coach back in a second. But, man, Coach Carr, the journey. Huh?
Go ahead, man, because this guy on Marsalis, he go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, what's going on? Talk to him.
No, that guy on Marsalis. All right. I know he used to success and he used to people cowering down to him,
Right.
but he gonna get wore out on the 27th. Like it ain't gonna end good for him. All right. Ain't no football coach gonna beat me in soccer. Okay. I'm a soccer coach. All right, let's no, Big Raj, we lost. We lost, and it's my fault because I had them looking forward to the 27th. Thomas Jefferson. Look, okay, we beat him at the beginning of the year. Okay, we needed to lose that game. My kids are feeling themselves. They lost the game at the right time. You know what I'm saying? Todd know how it is. You know, kind of like when you lose to DeSoto and Duncanville. You know what I mean? We know how it is. You know what I mean? You kind of like, but we're going to get the thing right. We'll get back on the right track and get it moving. That's where we at. You know what I mean? So my kids needed that. But Todd 2 times, okay. Keep on. And matter of fact, I need you to see you at Seagoville tomorrow. No, you know what? Don't come tomorrow because I'm in the playoffs. My sped team, they undefeated. We're getting ready to go in the playoffs tomorrow. We got a big game tomorrow. But, you know, we ready, man. Todd, ain't nobody scared of you. That's all. I'm sorry, Pat.
Man,
I just had to.
You want all the smoke.
I want it all. Okay, I'm sick and tired of this guy on Marsalis, man. Okay, he thank you, man. He tried to bring beef between us. He tried to tear us down. You know what I'm saying? He tried to get in this fake beef. We ain't got no beef. You know what I'm saying? Wagyu, baby. Wagyu.
That's tired for you, boy.
Yeah, messy. Just messy, man.
That's what y'all taking y'all kids to. Hey, man. You know, that's what y'all taking y'all kids to, man.
Yeah. Parents, beware. Don't take your kids to soccer to play soccer. Okay, just because they got an SOC in their name, don't mean they good at soccer. Okay. No, come on. Seagoville, baby. JV2. That's what we do.
By 40.
Yeah. By 40. By 40. Hey, listen, I don't know. We got a big set of games that we got to play. You know what I'm saying? Right now, I know we're supposed to have a game tomorrow. We supposed to be playing them big guys at Woodrow Wilson. But, you know, listen, they done cancel games outside. We can't go outside because it's in the 20s. Okay? But I'm from listen, I lived in Ann Arbor. So I'm built for this weather. You know what I'm saying? And in the Nigerian polar bear, Todd, he ain't built for this weather. He better hope it's 70 degrees outside on the 27th. You know, he might not make it.
Man, Todd ain't coming to work if it's under 20.
I know.
He ain't even showing enough for work.
Because he went to work via Zoom today.
Yeah, if it's under 20, y'all all staying at home.
Yeah, it's all good, man. It's all good. How you been, Big Rise?
I've been good, man.
You look good, man.
Oh yeah, I've been working there. I've been low profile, man, maintaining, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You look good, man. J Mac too, man. J Mac been on that workout kick.
Yeah, J Mac down. He down 30 pounds.
Is it you down 30, J Mac?
Almost.
Man, you look good too, man. You look good too, man. Keep going, man. Keep going. B Rod's gonna disappear in a little while.
Here you go.
You need to go take Tide and bring Tide with you.
Coach, you back, Coach?
Yeah. Can y'all hear me?
Oh, we hear you great now.
All right. Just had to switch it up.
But I'm the one he was talking about because, you know, I'm not a big believer in West Texas. Now, I will say this. I like West Texas coaches, especially when they come to DFW.
Yeah.
But I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of West Texas football because I grew up hating Odessa Perman.
Yeah, that's fine.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, but, you know, I hate on everybody unless you're in DFW. So it ain't nothing new. At least I don't call y'all musty like I do Houston.
Yeah. Go look up that that's good. We had a little chip on our shoulder at Lubbock Coronado, and we loved people doubting when we got there. Go look at you can go and check that Colleyville Heritage score out probably around 2018. See that 80 put up on them when we went on that third round. But yeah, we loved that. But you know, there's good football everywhere. There's a lot of good football players in the state of Texas. There is a difference in some of it. Now, I was in a really good time in Lubbock where we had a lot of good football players in a lot of area. You know, I think one of my team, I had 5 Division I offensive linemen on a school in Lubbock, and you know, I had a national junior college player of the year in Quay Gray. He threw for over 10,000 yards and over 100 something touchdowns. I had Sawyer Robertson that threw for over 12,000 yards in his high school career. Is like number 5 or 6 all time. Now the starter at Baylor. I had a receiver that played for TCU's national championship called that game they went to. You know, his name was Blair Conwright. And but we also, Lubbock Monterey had some good football players at that time, and Lubbock Cooper, you know, they got beat by Alito, I think, in overtime that one year that we were there. And they have like 4 guys that are, you know, went to Oklahoma, one starting at Baylor. And so there's an area where it got really good, and then it goes through some cycles sometimes, but just like any other. And so, like, you know, some of the good teams that we played here is like 3 or 4 or 5 really good teams that I think played here, and then there's some bad teams here as well.
There's a whole bunch of them.
Yeah. And when I would watch Lubbock Coronado, and we're trying to play Denton Ryan, you know, they're in a district that I couldn't even. I mean, there's some bad football in that district. And you couldn't in Denton Ryan, you couldn't hardly get a film on them because they were only playing like one quarter, you know, and then they got to take out everybody. So, you know, they're like I said, there's good and bad in a lot of different places. And a lot depends on, you know, talent and athletes. But like you said, a lot of coaching. I would say probably some of the coaching and going against some scheme wise was a little bit harder in West Texas. And some of those guys, and maybe it's because, you know, they dealt with us for, you know, 7 to 10 years, and they kind of had a plan for us. But, you know, it's different, you know, and you know, there's some good coaches and there's some bad coaches, and just like anything in life, there's a lot of it has to do with the school. You know, do they like football, or do they like sports, or are we YMCA and we're for participation? You know, so there's a lot of that to it. So, you know, I like playing in the SEC. That's what I call our conference. You know, I want to play against people who really value athletics and value competition. That's why I moved down here. And I thought there was a need on 75 where they enjoyed football. You know, you look at the indoors that we're creating and all the facilities and people like you guys that care about it, just like Odessa Permian. Why people liked Odessa or hated Odessa Permian is because they cared so much. You know, I think we got to have people that care about, you know, community and sports, and not say, nah, yeah, y'all gonna get me rambling, get me in trouble. But, you know, I love sportsmanship, but it's not why I coach to win. And I like winning. I don't care about, you know, I think your mom and dad teach you sportsmanship, you know, and there's a way to lose. It's not my job. We'll get that figured out. The reason we don't go crazy is because that prevents us from winning, because we can't think clearly. But, you know, we want to value winning, and we want to show these kids when they leave here, you know, what's going to give them the best chance to play at the next level. So that's kind of our purpose here is, you know, win for Anna. That's who hired me. And then bring the community together and show these guys how to win. And usually it takes good people and unselfish people to win anyway. So we want to attract a certain player, and we want to make it like as Alabama as we can and be. When we get on that bus, it's all about ball, and it's all about, we don't carry our cell phones. When we get on the bus around 4 or 5, we collect them up, and we're thinking about kicking your ass right when we get on that bus. And when we get off, it's nothing but what we're going to do to win. And that's that's what kind of player we attract. And our guys put up their cell phones they bought in, they're ready to go. And I always tell them, if you can't give up your cell phone for 2 hours, then you're not ready. You're not ready to play football for us.
Well, Coach PARR taught that talk. You sound like a dub coach.
I know.
I'm doing that, though. I'm not going out 20. But I soon
Yeah.
No, for real. So you get to Anna, and you said this is your third, fourth year?
Yeah, this is my 4th year. And when I was telling y'all earlier, like when I went to Amarillo Caprock, that was the losingest school in the state of Texas. And I was the youngest coach, and I didn't want to go there. And my dad, this kind of family I grow up in, he's like, "Do you think you can win?" And I said, "I don't know, Dad. Nobody's ever done it. I mean, their winning percentage was 200. They would average 2 wins a game, 2 wins a year." And he said, "If you don't think you can win, you're fired here. I don't want anybody who thinks they can't win." So he dropped me off at the press conference, and that's how I got the job. Now I think he was a little bit more excited because I was going to get off his payroll a little bit. But anyway, we were in the same district, and we ended up having to play each other, I guess, 4 or 5 times. And we were so bad that first year I played him, I was embarrassed. We punted, and they scored a touchdown because the ball rolled into our end zone. It was -10 yards.
Damn.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said when we punted, and I saw it roll. And but eventually, we got that thing in the top 10. Got our ass kicked by Denton Ryan a little bit in the playoffs, but we had no business playing them. But those guys worked their tails off. 3 of them coached for me today that were on those teams. I got Jamar Johnson's my running back. He coaches my junior high. And then I have 2 quarterbacks. Michael Guerrero coaches my safety, and Victor Rodriguez, who is my quarterback, coaching my receivers. Both of them threw 8 touchdowns in 1 game. And they're in the top 10 in Texas high school history, and just a pleasure to have those guys coaching with me. But we ended up, going 8-2, winning the first district championship. We hadn't been in that school. We weren't in the playoffs. They had, as 2010 when we went, and they hadn't been in the playoffs since 1974. So that tells you how bad they were.
Oh, wow. Hey,
and shout out when they take 4 in the playoffs.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Shout out Matt Step. He said Paulo Duro had some dogs. Eric Mims, former Duncanville OC, is the head coach there now.
Yeah, I coached Eric. My dad coached Eric his first year, and I coached his 7-on-17. But I coached Ernie. Ernie was one of my receivers when I was there, but I hired Ernie at Lubbock Coronado to be my basketball coach. So. I have I got some PD people on my staff right now. My volleyball coach is from Palo Duro, and bring a lot of West Texas with me. But because there ain't nothing to do in Amarillo other than play sports. You got to get good. This cold is called every day in August. I mean, and since September to you got to be tough. It'll beat you down. So. That Eric is a great friend. I just talked to him at the DFW clinic, and he's doing a great job. And so is Ernie. Ernie's really good. I don't know if y'all know Ernie Mills, but a hell of a basketball coach.
Oh wow.
Okay. Good deal. So so you get to Anna. What, as a matter of fact, what even brought you up this way? Because you're a West Texas guy, and you end up somewhere out in South Carolina or something in Kansas. How you end up in the Metroplex?
Yeah, well, number one, I wanted to play everybody here. I got tired of hearing how good everybody was, so I wanted to get in the race. All right,
Okay.
So this is where the best is.
Yeah, that's what they tell me. The best was the best where I was. I brought it here, so that's what I thought. That was my
right. Yeah.
Let that talk, Coach.
How you tell them, Coach?
But what I tried to do is I never even heard of Anna, to be honest with you. And one of my coaches that hired me at Lubbock Coronado was he's the one that went to the state championship at Wiley when they opened up Wiley High School. And he hired me in Lubbock, and he told me, hey, there's a couple of jobs that had called me. I guess Forney, McKinney, Boyd, didn't really know anything about them either. And Waxahachie I was about to go on an interview over there. And then he said, hey, there's a school called Anna that you need to look at. It's booming. It reminds me of Wiley. And so I went there. I just happened to go there first. And then by the time I got home, they offered me the job. And I mean, you wouldn't believe how much it's grown since I've been here, and it's just booming. And we had a really run of great athletes. We had Jacob Emmers. We've had, my state championship team on defense. I mean, we have tons of kids and went to college and played. And right now I'm blessed to have the number one, I guess, offensive lineman in the nation in the 2027 class. Wearing my Fiesta Bowl hat, I had a running back named Breezy Dubar that's playing for Boise. And I'm fortunate enough to have the best quarterback in the state of Texas right now, Zy Andre Williams. And, Zy's been a special player for us, and we got special kids around him. So it's been a good place.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So once you got to the Metroplex, first year 7-3, and you say you didn't make the playoffs?
No, we had Melissa, Argyle, Kaufman at that time was in the top 10, and Paris was in the top 10. And we ended up beating Paris, and we were beating Paris, and I kneeled the ball. Our coach, the one that was in Anna, the head coach that I replaced, went to Paris, and there's a lot of drama going on during that time, and we weren't supposed to win. And we ended up winning. We had the ball on like the 3-yard line, and there's 3 seconds left, and I was going to kneel it, and then I tried to call timeout because I remember about the overtime rules, and they wouldn't give me the timeout, and they just basically said, "Coach, it's over." And everybody thought I had great sportsmanship, and it ended up costing us the playoffs because of the tiebreaker rules, and we lost by 2 points. Which we had to kick the field goal, we would have made the playoffs.
Dang.
Yeah, it wasn't sportsmanship. It was just bad planning. I everybody's butts on that deal, but everybody's trying to give me, I was a moral guy. Hell no, I wanted to kick that field goal.
Right.
Ended up costing me, but lessons learned. I don't do that anymore. We're gonna put as many points on we can, leave no doubt.
Absolutely. And I mean, you just came in, took over the Metroplex. Next year, went 13-1, and lost to China Springs. And then next year, you came back and finally kicked the door down.
Yeah.
And like you said, you didn't know about Anna. Hell, we didn't know about Anna a few years ago. But you kind of put them on the map, and let's talk about the meteoric rise.
Well, the 13-1 team, we should have 2 state championships. I think a little bit sometimes it's your time. We had a quarterback that moved in. He's now the freshman. He was freshman of the year at Louisiana Tech in that Conference USA. His name is Evan Bullock. And this is how you know that there's a lot of good football players. He was at Allen and he moved to Anna. Anna is around 25 miles from Allen. He moves over here, and he wasn't even going to play at Allen. I think he was like second team or third team. I don't even know. And he comes in here and really does a great job. Throws for over 4,000 yards, 63 touchdowns. And we had Breezy, and we went 13-1, but we should have won against China Spring. And when I say that, give China Spring credit. They beat us. I hate when people say should have won, but I think it was my fault. Probably worked them too much because they had never made the playoffs and they didn't know the grind it took. Everybody thinks all that's fun. No, it's work. You're working for 14 weeks or 16 weeks. A lot of kids who never played past 10 games don't know what it takes, and I probably didn't pull off the gas. And we went through, I think, Stephenville, Salina, Panther Creek, and then we had China Spring. And I think I put the pedal to the metal too much. And but we learned from that the next year and ended up winning the thing. So, I really get ticked because I really think we should have two. But sometimes you worry about the losses more than you worry about the wins.
Well, hey, we got you that one right there in the middle. All right. B-Rod, what you got?
That's pre-Ozempic right there. Y'all go to the gym. Nah, I just take a shot and lose some weight.
Man. B-Rod, what you got, boss?
Yeah, so Coach, you win state, you move up to 5A Division 2. Just in your opinion, how far away is this Atlanta team from being back in state contention in 5A?
I think we're closer than what I thought we were going to be. Like, I was really worried. I thought we lost all 11 players on defense and off the state championship game. Now, my offense, I was loaded. We could have won it with my offense. I really believe we were that talented. I think we averaged like 52 points per game, but my offensive line was unbelievable. My running back, his name was Edward Chumley, probably the most underrated running back in the state. And we had Ronald Bell Jr. and then Ainsley. We just had some really good players, and but I think we had to play catch up on defense. So we lost a lot of these games. You watch all those high scoring games. Our defense improved, but we just weren't ready yet. But we lost 4 games by 13 points. Lost to the Tennessee state champion by like 3 points. Lost to Melissa on a last-minute drive. And then we lost Lovejoy twice by like 2 or 3 points. And what people don't realize, what I give Zai credit for, is Zai had COVID the last 2 weeks of the season. We were giving him IVs. He wasn't as pop. He didn't have that pop that he had. He didn't run, and that's a big asset to his game. But I give him credit for getting us through that, those 2 games, because we wouldn't have. That's just his toughness that got him through. So when you answer your question, I went and watched South Oak Cliff and is it Richmond Randall?
Yeah.
The game. We got work to do on those 2. And I think Texas High is a really good football team. And I think their talent, we have to keep with us, but our talent is getting there. And I think we got a shot. And, we got a lot of houses for sale. So, you never know what's going to move in.
Yes, sir. Hey, who would want to live in crime-free Anna?
That's true. Right. Fast J, Matt.
Cheap rent, cheapest in Collin County. I'll tell you that. Can't live and prosper and can't live and prosper. That costs them. Got Anna.
Nah, for real. Nah, for real.
There you go.
All right, J back.
Hey, well, I ain't got much. First off, congratulations on winning that state. I actually had a really good time watching that team make the state run.
Yeah, it was
right.
Now you are a air raid guy, right?
That's right. That's right.
Okay, well, you get to Coach Carr, he might give you some. He anti-air raid up there, but
and what people don't realize is that we're the air raid team that shut Chapel Hill to 0 points. So don't tell me you can't play defense in the air raid.
Whoa!
And you ran the ball, right?
Coach Parr. Hey, we got Coach Parr. We got Coach Parr and Coach Carr on here. So yeah.
And you ran the ball because that's what coach don't think they run the ball. But
we were the leading rushing team in the DFW. We had
talk that talk. Say it with your chest. Say it with your chest.
We were the only team that had 2 1,000-yard rushers.
There it is.
And we only have 3 run plays. We don't make it complicated. We only got 3. We just run the ones that work. We don't have to pull everybody. We just can get it. We just hand it off, get those double teams, and then get everybody in pass coverage, and then makes the run game a little bit simpler.
Yeah, dude. Hey, don't hurt to have that quarterback either.
You know what? Right, it's always good to have a good running back and a good quarterback. You're pretty good when you have those.
That's true.
My last question to you is the championship, you definitely played great defense, but the next year, not only did you lose the starters, but you also lost your DC, right?
Yeah.
How much was that? How much was that, part of it too?
Well, it didn't matter who DC was. We were going to go through growing pains, but what really hurt was I lost 2 or 3 off that team. That guy had been with me. Coach Ramos had been with me 38 years. We were in 3rd grade together. So my dad coached his brothers, and I went to school with him. We coached together. When I got my first head job, he was my offense coordinator. He went to Coronado with me, and then he came to Anna with me. So I was glad he got a shot at being a head coach, but that was some learning curve because we've been together so long. And then he took my quarterback with him because his son led Class 3A in passing. That was my quarterback. He'd been going to all the camps. I still think he owes me some money because I let him go for free. But it was a good. I'm proud of him. I think he broke a 20-year record at La Mesa and won the district championship for the first time in 20 years. So, he did a really good job.
Yes, sir. Hey, Coach Mann said he used to work for you, man. Shout out to Coach Mann.
Yeah,
that's another West Texas coach that I think is
Coach
pretty
Mann.
good.
My dad hired Coach Mann at Paladuro, and he went to Lubbock Coronado as well. He would come down to games, and he would come down quite a bit, and he's a great guy. I always love DJ. In fact, he just texted me the other day trying to get me to go to a 7-on-7 tournament. He's always hustling something. He can get you going somewhere. But DJ's good for football. He does a good job.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, Coach Carl. I know.
Hey, I'm gonna say this. we can say what we want to about that state championship game, but you ran the ball and played defense. How many touchdowns you throw?
I think we threw 2, threw 1 maybe.
2. Okay.
We were able to. You are right. Like air raid, you got to remember, like Coach Leach and my brother and Tony Franklin. My brother's broken. Like he was at West Texas A&M. They broke tons of records. So he coached Ray Gates at West Texas A&M, and we average a lot of points and we throw some points. But when you're the head coach and play caller, when I was at Caprock, we would put up a lot of points, but we had to. We went one way, right? I always believe that if you get good at something, you can turn average players into good players. And I took a bunch of guys and we played defense, and I had to be right on every call on defense. I lost the game before scoring 78 points. All right. So we weren't good on defense. Now we got good on defense and we learned how to play defense. And then when you learn how to do that as a head coach, you start learning how when I'm calling it based on, hey, if my defense is good, I don't get my ego involved. And at that state championship game, I knew we were playing really good defense. In fact, we were playing really good offense. They only had the ball 5 plays in the first quarter. And
he's running that rock.
Yeah, and we could throw passes that completed the ball and kept the clock running, right? So that year, I could take the air out of the ball as well with tempo and running. And you just got to know when to do it. And I've been in the offense long enough where it's not all about points. It's all about, controlling the game and calling the game. This year, I knew I had to be aggressive, right? So we were trying to score 60 points because I knew my defense needed help. So I think a little bit about it is knowing your team and knowing, like, even on special teams, when to kick an onside kick, when to go for it. That year, we only punted 19 times the whole year. And this year, we didn't punt very much. I think we probably didn't even punt it 20 times this year. We went for it on a lot of fourth downs because I knew our defense needed us to get first downs. So I think a lot of it is you got to be good on both sides of the ball. Coach Shaver, y'all know Marcus. Marcus was with me. I hired Marcus. He was with me for, I guess, 3 weeks before he got the North Forney job. And he got a cup of coffee with us, but and he was coach at Estacado when I was at Coronado, so we got to know each other really well. But he would see our practices, and then he saw our defense and what detail we went on defense, and he was big on I do like that, and we went through there. But he understands that we put a big premium on defense, and when we go in spring, it's 1 versus 1s. It ain't 1s versus 3s. We're tackling to the ground because I think in high school you got to tackle because you can't play this game without being violent, and you got to tackle and go to the ground, and there ain't no thudding. I hate thudding. That fake tackle. And I make my quarterbacks live during the spring, because I need them to see the pocket. I need them to get hit. I need them to move around. And then and I need to see them throw when they have everybody on them. And so we train like that. And then you're exactly right. When it's time to throw the football, we want to be able to do things that we don't want to be told no, right? You can't run the ball, but we want to be able to run the ball. You can't throw the ball, well, we want to be able to throw the ball. Now, I teach it like I think it's harder to throw the ball than it is running it. So if we learn, like at the beginning years, the freshmen in 7th and 8th grade, we still throw it and it looks ugly, but we get better at it, and then we're able to run it at the end pretty well. And so I think we teach it probably backwards, and a lot of people teach, like, I was a wing T quarterback my dad ran the wing T for a long time. So we had that system from 7th grade, 8th grade, and we ran cutback, traps, all that stuff, and I handed it off, but we can never throw it on time or with rhythm. And so we kind of go backwards. We're throwing timing routes and all that stuff, and then we run it at the end. And I think we get pretty good at it by that time. But we want to have the ability to do both.
Yeah, but your timer routes are just short run plays, basically, right? We just doing, exactly. You know what I mean? We throwing the ball short. We're going to pick up 3-4 yards, get you in 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2. Boom, we could pop it. You don't know if we're going to pass, we're going to run. We got options. The one of the things that I always tell people is defense and run game travels in the playoffs. So when you get a team that likes to throw the ball, you're talking about elements, and when they become so one-sided, it's hard on an offense Sometimes it's hard on the defense. But you said something that makes a lot of sense, and I don't think a lot of people really take that into consideration. But how important complementary football is, right? You know what I'm saying? It's basically, if I know my team and I know my team struggles and I know we're going to give up these long runs, and I know if we get into a drive at some point because we're young, we're going to give up that big play. So on offense, I got to make sure that I keep the other team defense or offense off the field, whether we talk ball control or whether we talking about we got to score and score fast, right? I had a chance to coach against Hal Mummy and, and watch him and everything that he did. And I always would tell people, if you can rush 4, you can dismantle the air raid. If you can rush 4 just by yourself, you ain't got to do no blitzes or anything. You can handle a lot of people. But one of the things that I always said too was that it's hard for me to find a team that throws the ball as much as they do in that system. They always got an ego in mind because the offensive coordinator, right? I always tell people, especially when the offensive coordinator is the head coach, sometimes he ain't thinking about he's thinking more about his ego than the team. So he constantly puts his team in bad situations because for him, I got to do this, I got to do that, but you're not thinking like what's best for the team like you do. So I think a lot of times when we get into those air raid systems, it's all about stats. I've never seen an air raid team win a championship at any level. I've never seen it.
Except one.
Well, no. See, y'all keep saying that. Y'all keep saying that. Y'all can't say that. No, Coach Parr. Coach Parr. You can say what you want to say. You can say it how you want to say it. At the end of the day, your team played defense and they ran the ball and you won your state championship. So we can say, well, no, we can say whatever we want to say. We can dress it up. We can call it what we want to call it. But at the end of the day, when you pull up the stats of that game, all I see is a team that did turn the ball over, a team that ran the football, a team that played great defense. And when you got those 3, chances are you're going to win the game and you have a great quarterback. And then you got great coaching on the sideline. You know what I mean? Like that game didn't scream air raid. That game screamed damn good football.
I think what I'm going to give you is I believe that I always thought the air raid, it was a cop-out for defensive coaches to say you can't play great defense in the air raid. So I kind of took it personal as an air raid coach, is that, hey, if we go 3 and out, you can get their ass to go 3 and out too. And so we didn't want to live with that excuse. Now our defense got really good because they went against us. Now our practices and everything, that's air raid 100%. Like a lot of the air raid is how you practice and not just how you call a game. You go perfect drill, pack and go, routes on air, quick game, mesh, routes on inside run, and then you do all the situations. So I think you have to be good at all of it. I think you have to be good at special teams. I think you have to be good on defense. I think you got to be good on offense. Like air raid is something that our offense is, but our defense, we're multiple defense, and we know how to tackle and run to the football. Our special teams are very good on what we do on special teams. That all has to combine together. So it's not an air raid team that really wins it. It's the best football team wins it. Now, I will agree with you as I think here's how you can beat the air raid is you have 4. You saw the Philadelphia Eagles, which I am, a Philadelphia Eagle. That's my team. Randall Cunningham.
Fly, Eagle, fly, Coach. Great. Congratulations, Coach. Good job.
Thank you. I had nothing to do with
still catching nails. Lord have mercy.
Right.
But those 4 guys could rush Mahomes, and you've seen Mahomes win all those championships. They're air raid, but they rush 4 and they could get to him, right? And they drop 8. That is one way to beat the air raid. Another way to beat them is go cover 0 and bring the house. And if you can't win at press man coverage, you can't win in the air raid. So now with that, you got to find 4 good DBs and another guy to cover a running back. Or you have to have 4 daddies on D line. and those are hard to find as well. So I always thought that what I wanted on that team when I faced that team, when I faced a Red Oak, or when I faced a Denton Rhyme, or when I faced some of these teams that had those deals, you had to have a good defense to get stops, to give yourself more chances to beat those, one-on-ones.
Yeah, you need timely stops. Timely stops.
And you
Yes.
need to be able to get them off the field just as much as they can get you off the field. When we're playing Denton Ryan, we were going to have to be perfect regardless, but we didn't need a defense that just let them, run through up the middle when we were playing. You had to tackle. That's when I learned, hey, at one point we're going to play somebody just as good as us on defense that can match up, and we're going to have some times where we can go and stop them and get some time to figure things out, whether it's bunch, where it's meshing routes, where it's pick routes, where it's a screen. We got to have time. But if you don't have a good defense, like some of those teams that you're talking about, like Mike Leach's Texas Tech teams, right? He was better at Mississippi State when they could play defense. They weren't scoring as many points as he was at Washington State or Texas Tech, but they had a better defense. They gave him some time to be able to score some points. And that's kind of where I'm thinking, like, you have to be is like, you can't just go out there and your ego gets involved and won't score points. You got to think, how am I good in all areas of the game? And
we when I was at Texas, we played Mahomes when he's at Tech. And one of the things that we was watching film, I kept saying, this dude likes to roll out to the wide side of the field. He likes to get outside the pocket. Once he's outside the pocket, he becomes extremely dangerous because now they're just playing backyard football, right? Just run the open space. Yeah, just run the open space, sit down. He'll get you the ball. So one of the things we did, we brought the break from the boundary, which we gave the DN the inside. He had an inside move, and the outside and the other DN just ran straight up field because we wanted him to roll to the wide side field so we can keep him inside the pocket.
Yeah,
and it worked for us. And as I was watching the Eagles, they did the same thing. They made sure that he stayed in the pocket. And I think again, when you start talking about the air raid offense and those different things, I immediately go to stats. I immediately, just because I always hear offensive coaches talk about it. Oh man, we threw for this, we threw for that, and I'm like, yeah, but you didn't win nothing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So the whole premise of what we do, why we do it, why we want to be coaches, why we want to play this game is to win. You know what I mean? Like all this other stuff, we can talk about it. We owe the community, owe this and owe that. And here's the thing. The community love winners. They're going to get behind winners. It does not matter. If you out there, you winning, they are going to be a part of it. Why? Hey, coach, you need anything? Anything you need, coach? Coach, I knew you was our guy. We got you. Whatever you need. They're going to roll the city out for you because they roll the city out for winners. You know what I mean? It reminds me of this guy named Jason Todd. And wants to be a soccer coach, and he's very avid about call himself the guru of soccer, coach. Coach, if you ain't won a game in soccer, you can't be the guru, coach. You can't be the guru, coach. You know what I mean? Coach, listen. Ain't no football coach gonna beat me, coach. You know what I'm saying? Coach of soccer. Okay, I coach JV2, coach, and right now we done lost 2 games. We got the best program in the school, coach. I don't know nothing about soccer. Okay, but I know about winning. And right now,
that's old school car talking.
I've been a winner my whole life, coach. So I don't know this foolishness this man talking about. So I'm saying that to say, coach, winners gonna win. Winners gonna find a way to win. And one thing about winners is they attract other people. It's a beautiful thing, man. So to see what you doing and Anna, and before Alonzo Tutson came on, we didn't know nothing about Anna. You know what I'm saying? And then now that whole playoff run, coach, I won the title that year, the Dub title. I won it that year, and I won it because of Anna, coach. I got on the train. I said, man, that man feel like a winner. I'm gonna roll with the Fighting Texans, and we did. We rolled with the Fighting Texans, and we won. So I just want to say thank you for that, Coach. Okay,
hey, you're a smart man, even though you went to Texas.
No, Coach. Coach. I went to the University of Michigan, Coach. Okay. And it's okay, Coach. It's okay. I went to Carter High School, University of Michigan, Coach. You know, I've been to one in my whole life, Coach. Okay, so like, when I tell you that, I'm telling you that. I worked for Harbaugh, right? His first year at Michigan, and when we went spring practice, all our quarterbacks was live. So when I had a chance to be the interim head coach at Morgan State, and when I went through the spring, I made all my quarterbacks live. And to me, that's the only way you find out if you got a quarterback. Coach, because when that heat coming and you got to dodge a player, you got to step up. You know what I'm saying? And you got to make that throw on the run or in that tight circle, or they coming down your face. You got to stand in there. You find out who's soft. You find out who's weak. You find out everything about that kid at that position, right? So I love what you do, man. Big fan. And yeah, Coach. So I'm glad you said that. I've been waiting to get you on the show to talk about that game, because when you run the ball and you play special teams and you play defense, that ain't air raid. That's just a damn good football team winning the state championship.
I appreciate that. And I will say my dad made me the soccer coach. Me and Coach Ramos, that one I was talking to, he was the head soccer coach. He was trying to punish us for causing him all this drama since we were in school, put us in the soccer team. And we could not lose. Coach Ramos kept on winning. It was like 4 rounds deep. I was like, when's this soccer going in?
Hey, winners win, Coach. Winners win, Coach. Winners win, Coach. Listen. Hey, so Todd and I are playing the JV2 on the 27th of February, Coach, at Sprague Stadium at 6:00, Coach. It's going down. I'm inviting you out. You know, if you need a Seagoville soccer shirt, I got you, Coach. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna need people to pick sides. Hey, don't come in there trying to sit in the middle. You either on sock side or you on Seagoville side. We pick a sides, Coach. I'm just letting you know.
You don't want us on the 50?
Nah, Coach. We can't get on the 50, Coach. You got to pick a side, okay?
I'll see if I can make that game. I hope there's a ticket available.
Yeah, Coach. Listen. I already heard people. Listen. I was at the basketball game last night, and Brian Cornett, our AD, said, "Hey, so what's this thing you and Ty got going? I ain't gonna be able to make it. I sure wish I could make it." I said, "Hey, man, we gonna stream it. You know what I mean?" So it's good. It's going down, man.
Hey, Coach Todd said he got a picture for how it's gonna be after the game.
Coach Todd's done. Yeah, Coach Todd's done a lot of winning, but I'm gonna roll with my hardball guy too now.
Hey, Coach.
Hardball way. I read the book.
It's the only way, Coach. Listen, that's the Michigan way, Coach. Listen. Hey, I'm gonna tell you. That ain't gonna be Todd. That's gonna be Todd trying to find a new job. Listen. Hey, so the book. So I'm gonna tell you, it's the Harbaugh way. Doggone good book. But the other one that I live by is The Score Don't Matter.
Oh yeah.
By Bill Walsh. Yeah. So that's my go-to book. That's like my football Bible. You know what I mean?
I got the original. You'll like this. Like when I was driving, Finding the Winning Edge.
Yes.
Finding the Winning Edge. I bought that book when I was probably around 17 years old at Hastings in Plainview, Texas. I did not know that book was going to be worth like $1,000 at that time. That book, if you go look at it, I drove it. I treated it like crap, came here, and I read it every year. And you read that book in sections. You can't read. It's not like a book you read 1 through, you read, how to do things. It's basically a how-to book. Well, I get online, and I lost like chapter out of it. Well, that thing's worth like $1,500, around $1,200, somewhere in that range. And when I was telling a story about how I messed my book up, and then on Christmas, we had a board member that found that book for me, and then bought that thing and gave it to me for Christmas. So that's one of my favorite books all time. Bill Walsh was an unbelievable organizer, and I believe in his way of being professional.
Yes,
and how you carry yourself, because that causes less drama, and people don't realize. Like, we went through a glove war this year, and let me tell you, I'm done with the gloves. I'm done with the mouthpieces, and those mouthpieces ruined my dang jerseys that I just bought. And once you start buying those jerseys and doing the budget, you get really pissed when a green mouthpiece ruins a white jersey, because that's $250 going down the drain. But we had more drama built on gloves, and I'm done with it. I said, I'll buy you the best gloves you want. We'll figure it out, Nana. I'll get you the best gloves you want. You just ain't going to get green gloves. You're going to get purple or gray or white. And we ain't fighting gloves. Because professionalism, I think, is very big, and that's kind of what Bill Walsh kind of preaches. You know, how to be in a meeting and stuff.
Yeah, how to do it the right way. I'm gonna tell you another book too is Urban Meyer's book.
The Winning Edge.
That's it's cause it's one thing that I took out that book that I just kind of take with me everywhere. When he talks about culture, he's talking about when I come in as a new head coach, I don't come in cutting kids. My culture cut kids.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And that's something that I don't think a lot of people understand when you talk about coming in. You got to build a culture. The culture is everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it sets the tone for the rest of the program. And don't worry about listen, let me tell you something, coach. Let me tell you how my soccer coach is. My kids lost the game, coach. We weren't prepared. We weren't ready. And I stood there and I watched them in pregame warm up, and I said, we're gonna lose. Like I just saw their whole demeanor because they ain't used to winning, and so they on this little winning streak, and so they get in their feelings, right? So we lost the game. At the end of the game, I said, guys, I'm glad we lost. We deserve to lose. So now we got to get back to the basics and doing things the right way every day, so we don't worry about winning, because that's just a byproduct of doing things right every day. So it brought me back to this story, coach. So I'm in Maryland. I'm in St. Francis office, right? And I'm sitting there, and it's Nick Saban and Biff Poggi. So they sitting there, coach. First of all, let me tell you the first conversation they had. So Nick and Biff, you know, they both got a lot of money, right? So Nick says, now I just don't know what I'm gonna do with all this money. My son just bought a dealership and he brought me this Mercedes. I don't even drive the Mercedes. You know what I'm saying? They only got 3,000 miles on it. I got to get new tires. The tires so expensive. He said, don't worry about tires, Dad. I'm just gonna bring you a new car. So then they sitting there and they start laughing at each other. They try to figure out who had the biggest jet. Now, coach, they sitting here trying to figure out who got the biggest jet, and I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna put gas in the Maxima. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. Well, when people don't realize, like when you talk about air raid and how we had to learn how to run it. Well, a lot of that comes from Caprock and Coronado and having to play Denton Ryan and figuring out, hey, we got to figure out if we throw the ball every time, we're going to get beat by 100. We're going 3 and out. We got to slow the game down, right? And it becomes, you learn how to do it because you're on bad teams, you adapt. But here's another thing. You learn how to call plays, because if I get fired, it ain't like Nick Saban gets fired. He's going to get a $21 million buyout. Yeah. When I get fired, I go back to the classroom, and then and I gotta go buy another house. I gotta sell my house, and I'm gonna worry about my girls getting to eat. So playing good defense becomes really important. And
it does, Coach.
Really important.
It does, and so you remember the year that Alabama lost to somebody, and they was trying to figure out where they was getting the playoffs. And Nick Saban said that day, he says, I'm glad that team lost. We needed to learn something. They needed to be humble. It wasn't them that won a national championship. That was last year's team. This is not last year's team. It's this year's team. They needed to be humble, right? So I'm asking you this because for you to win state championship in 4A, right? And then the very next year you go to 5A. And then they don't just put you in any district. You know what I mean? They put you in the grind of a district, right? And then now, not only you're just in any district, they went and go hire this guy named Dodge to be call him the sock killer. All right? That's why they hired him. They hired him to be sock. They got tired of sock running everything. And then they said, we're going to bring Coach PARR down there. We're going to put him down there so they can iron sharpen iron. So when they run into old South Oak Cliff, they can give them the business. So with that being said, Coach, what was the biggest change that you had to make within your program, knowing that you lost 11 starters on defense? And I know you talked about defense, but culturally wise, what was things that you had to work on coming from 4A after winning the state championship to moving to 5A in the district you was in?
Well, I think a little bit being we at Coronado we were 6A and then 5A Division I, so I kind of knew what to expect, off of that. I think we didn't really do anything different. How we do things is how you do it, right? Now, I knew day in and day out they were going to be better at it and the games were going to be closer, but our 2-minute drill stays the 2-minute drill. And man, to answer your question, I think we had already played them. We played Melissa before. We played all those teams. We played Argyle before. So it wasn't a great big shock. Mine was, I was just worried. My biggest fear was not being irrelevant. I did not want to be a team that couldn't make the playoffs. So coming off a state championship year, going to 5A, we just really in the off season, we just turned our focus on doing everything that we could to be relevant. And I think a little bit of it was being the fear of losing and making sure we do everything right. And then when we went to the 7-on-7 and finished like in the Final Four, I think that helped our confidence quite a bit. And then, so to answer your question, I think were we ready? I don't know if we were ready yet to be in the top echelon. Like we weren't near. We couldn't have played with Richmond, Randall, and Sock this year. I mean, I'm just being honest with you. I think they were a step a little bit ahead of us as far as they've been there and they've done it. Give all the credit to them for making themselves a good football team. But we needed to be in that top 7-10 range, and I think we kind of proved that we can play in that range. And now that we've done it this 1 year and coming in, and I don't know if the expectations were even that high in our own town. They were kind of shocked that we could compete with this group, and now we went and did it. So now we just got to go back and do it again. I got a lot of respect for all the teams. That I always respect my opponent. I don't. A lot of people put a lot of time into it. It's a good district, but that's the way I like it. It's fun. It's bad. It's miserable playing bad teams. If you ever played somebody that's really, really bad, you win, but that's a long week, and it's hard.
It is.
It's a long week. There's some teams, I'll be honest with you, that everybody says you cheat everybody, and you I'll give you a little secret sauce. Like I don't. Listen, I called we played a team, and I called the same play 15 times in a row, and we were up 28 in the first quarter, and it went to different areas, and we were repping the playoff team we were going to play in the playoffs, their defense the week before, and I don't get excited about that.
No, it sucks.
I like playing good teams, and I think it challenges you. And I think our players like to play good teams. So I like winning, but there's a difference between winning and winning a meaningful game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because sometimes when you win, you lose. I mean, it's kind of, it's just one of those things, right? Like, it's like, I remember when we was in high school, we played Sunset in North Dallas, right? And we kicking, punting on third down. You know what I mean? And because I'm just gonna tell you, it's and you know how it is when you was on that, when you took over that 1-29 program. You know what I'm saying? It's sometimes being in charge of those teams that are bad football teams is the greatest thing. It's the greatest feeling in the world at the end of the day, because it's teaching you how to win and how to change a culture and a mindset, right? But coach, playing against bad teams, man, you just like, oh my God. And it makes your team bad.
Mm-hmm.
That's the other part of it. You know what I mean? Because they ain't taking it serious.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And you say we going into this game and we got to treat everybody the same because some people just bad football.
Yeah. And I try to be honest with them. I say, hey, they're not very good, but we got to be good. And it's not my fault that they don't work out in the summer. It's not my fault that they're not prepared. Not my fault that maybe they don't care about football. It's not your fault. So what you need to do is be ticked off that you're doing all this work, and then we got to feel sorry for them and not play the whole game. So we're going to take it out on them the first half as much as we possibly can. And
absolutely.
And I'm going to give you third quarter because you do a lot of work. And I hate that I had to put the second group in and you are exposed to not play the way. So those guys work hard to play, and then you can't do your offense because you got to feel bad for the other team.
Because I don't feel bad for bad football players, coach. I don't feel bad for bad programs. That's their fault.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have no remorse for them.
Yeah.
When do we start feeling sorry for losers? Yeah. Like at the end of the day, a good team is supposed to do what they're supposed to do against a bad team.
Yeah.
That's just because it's about you. It's about your team. It's about the progression. It's about the consistency. It's about you continue to do things the right way. Like I don't. People get their score. Like I get not running up the score.
Yeah.
But I'm not finna tell this kid that's been busting his butt on scout team every week, and I get him a chance to play, and then for him not to score. I ain't finna go up top on you. But if I hand that ball off on the zone read that you're supposed to be able to stop, and he goes 70, that's on you.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to throw the ball, but I had some guys that if you're going to go cover zero blitz and they check the vertical, that's what they're trained to do. Don't blitz.
Don't blitz them.
Don't blitz.
Don't blitz them.
Yeah, but it's just when you're talking about also the defense and that state championship year, people don't realize our defense won the game, and you're talking about defense traveling. I do agree with you on that, and we almost got beat by Wilmer Hutchins. People don't realize one of ours. I love that coach.
Remember that game? We talked about that game in the playoffs.
And it is pouring rain. And we were 3 for 11 for 34 yards passing. But our defense and now their quarterback and Zai struggled with the ball. He's a sophomore. I think he has littler hands than what he did. He hadn't grown yet, so we struggled with that. But our defense ended up winning us that game because we could play defense in the rain, and we had a good defense. If not, we might not win that game.
Man, let me tell you a funny story, Coach. This is a funny story, right? So this is my first year getting into teaching. It's my first year in high school, right? I coached college for like 12 years, right? So my mentor in PE that I sit next to every day, he was the DC at Wilmer Hutchins.
Yeah.
So he talk about that game every day. Coach, you should have saw what we did to Anna, Coach. I had him on the rope. I played him harder than any other team, Coach. We had him.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I got them to come to Anna, and I paid them. I gave them our locker room. I fed them. I mean, I think I made. I didn't even know how our locker room worked. I should have went and looked at our locker room. Like I was dressing in the visiting locker room, and they came. They were asking me their menu. They gave me the menu. I said, "Man, y'all want this?" I was trying to fatten them up. I was getting them all kinds of food. Boy, they ate and they were ready to play. And he did a great job. He played a little stack look and rolled 3 high, and they did a great job. And give him credit. Tell him I said he did a great job, and have a lot of respect for him. But that rain did play a little bit of factor.
Hey, look, Coach. Of course, we don't talk about the elements, Coach. Yeah. You know what I mean, right?
Also, but Chumley didn't play that game either, or that running back.
That running back.
Well,
Hey,
listen, coach. He just played against who lined up, coach. That's all he said. He said
he did a great job. He did a great job, and I thought they were well prepared. They did a good job. Those kids were ready to play. Almost cost us. So
that game was what 3-0 going into the fourth or something like that.
With like 2 minutes left, I think.
Yeah.
Good Lord. Yeah, I remember that. We was on upset alert.
The big time corner over there is at Dunkerville now.
Yeah, he played good.
He played good against you. Yeah.
I mean, we couldn't throw it outside the numbers. I don't know how good he played because we couldn't even get it outside the number. We couldn't even grip the ball. So I do know he can play though. I knew I was trying to avoid it.
Yeah, because like I said, man, defense and run game travel.
That's right.
Hey, Coach, Matt Stepp would have gave y'all the Lemon Booty of the Week award if y'all would have lost that one. You know about the Lemon Booty award?
Everybody was trying to, and I was like, it really helped us because it pissed our guys off, and I was pissed off at the. I don't know why I was pissed off. I just guess I was pissed off because everybody else was pissed off.
You was pissed off because it was 3-0, Coach.
Sometimes, I was just trying to find a way to win the game. Like I said, I don't care if we won 2-0.
Man,
I was trying to find a way to win it, and our defense came up big, and we were lucky. Sometimes you got to be lucky to win the whole thing. Sometimes
because that's all it takes. Because listen, we don't apologize for wins. We're not gonna do that. You know what I mean? We played Mike Allstott, right, at Purdue. It rained, sleeted, and snowed because the score was 5-0. You know what I mean? We won the game 5-0, Coach.
Was he at Purdue at that time, or
he was at Purdue at that time?
Yeah.
And we held him to 18 yards rushing, Coach. He needed like 30-something to break the record, but he had to wait a week.
Who was the coach you played for? Was it at Michigan?
So I played for Gary Moeller for 2 years and Lloyd Carr for 2 years.
Okay.
So my coaches were Greg Madison, Brady Hoke, and those guys. So I played for them. My position coach, I had both of them. I had Brady and Coach Madison. When Coach Madison left to go to Notre Dame, I got Brady.
Now, who was your quarterback, if you don't mind me asking?
It was Greasy, Gerbach, and my little homie. That so at the end of the year, they asked you who you think is going to be up and coming, who you think is going to be really good, and there was this kid who was from California.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, he's going to be really, really good. I just know it. He's going to be really good. And he ended up winning 7 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
So Tommy Brady, you know what I mean? So I played with Brady. I played with Woodson. I played with Hutch, Ty Law, all the.
Tell me about the guy that was the mental coach.
Oh, gee.
Yeah.
Coach Harden.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Coach Harden, bit of advice I always tell my kids this because he always told us this because his thing was whole about communicating, being open and true with your feelings, and being a good teammate, right? So he says when we get to college, he goes, look, guys, some of y'all, it ain't a whole lot of black people on campus, right? So black girls. So some of y'all gonna be liking some of the same people. He said, now, when you talk to a girl, and your boy asks, he said, now y'all gotta ask your boy if it's cool for you to date, to mess with such and such if they was messing with him. And he said, now you be honest now. If you in there and you saying, no, you don't care, but you secretly got feelings and things like that, it's gonna tear the team apart. And then, he was like, just be honest with your teammates. So his whole thing was about just being honest, being truthful, embracing whatever it is your deficiencies are, right? Yeah. So I don't know if you remember Magic Johnson wrote a book called 32 Ways, and 32 Ways to Win a Championship. And one of the things he talked about was in basketball, he was never a strong shooter. And he said every year he would just come in and no matter how many times he shot the ball, he was just going to be an average shooter. He said the thing that he talked about that changed the way he approached it is kind of like what G says is work on the things that make you great and make those exceptional. because at the end of the day, you're only going to be average in some things that you're not strong at, no matter how much you work on it. You're going to get a little better. But if the things that you do that makes you exceptional, if you spend time on those things, it's going to take you to a whole nother level because now you're able to do things that the average person can't do.
And a lot of that is showing up to practice every day and doing it, doing a great job of practice, bringing that mindset. It's what we try to tell them. It's not it's not doing. Everybody's going to do period one. It's how well you do period one every day. And and then now the last thing I got to ask you is, were you on the Amazon Prime, Amazon Michigan? You know, when they went out of the country and stuff. Harbaugh had an Amazon's in season with Michigan football.
So my first year was Harbaugh's first year. Okay, so we had it was DJ Durkin and all them.
Yeah.
I went to Texas with Coach Strong the following year. And so that year that you're talking about, that was the year they went to
Italy or somewhere like that. Rome.
Yeah, Rome. They went to Rome. Yeah. So
is he off like he is, or it seems like
is he weird? Yeah. All right, so let me tell you a story. So when we was trying to figure out how we was gonna do recruiting, how we was gonna change the recruiting landscape. So I came up with the concept of our satellite camp, right? Mm-hmm. So where we started going and traveling different places like that.
Going to Florida at that time.
Yeah, so we came to Dallas, Alabama, and so when we get to Alabama, so I'm gonna keep it there because that's where we was at. Man, so we played this game called Air Force football where the ball is constantly moving. You got to move it. You can't run it. You know, you can take 3 steps, then you got to run it and stuff like that. Man, Coach in there with his khakis on and his shirt off, Coach. We was getting it in. You know what I'm saying? And then when I started learning about it, it just worked because I absolutely love working for Harbaugh, man. So the one thing that I found about him is that I thought was really, really cool is our preparation, right? So if we say, for an example, as coaches, if we say something as simple as how we travel. So, Coach, we in sweats? He go, no, let's put on some suits. Yeah, let's wear suits. So when he goes, Coach, and travels, he don't carry a change of clothes. He keeps the same clothes. The only thing he takes is his toothbrush.
Damn.
Keep it simple, huh?
Yeah. So it's cool, man. And the thing that he lets you coach. That's the one thing that I absolutely love. That he actually let me coach. And it was so much fun. It's a great experience. And I think for a lot of people, man, when you get an opportunity to coach under great people or learn from great people, it's your job to be a sponge at that point. Yeah. You know what I mean? And take in what you like, what you don't like, what I'm gonna do, what I'm not gonna do. So that's why for me, when I become a head coach, like I'm gonna take a lot from Harbaugh because he made sure his quarterbacks, like I said, when you said they tackle, like that's his thing. We're gonna tackle because I gotta know what type of quarterback I got. But he's a savant.
That's why I don't like when people ask camp quarterbacks, am I going to see him at camp? You can see him throw a football. Everybody can throw a spiral, but the best thing you can do is watch their tape and know who they're playing and seeing if they keep their eyes up downfield. And I just some of these people that just have to see them in in a camp setting, that's really not a live setting. It's not football, so I think that you have to tackle and you got to see them under pressure. And when I look at quarterbacks, I look and see how good they are on 3rd and 4th down and how good they are in the red zone and on money down. So do they have the clutch gene? And
yes,
with the clutch gene, then you got a good quarterback.
Yeah, like that. Everything, like I always tell people. So we sit there and one of the debates we have is who's a better quarterback. I judge my quarterback on one thing, Coach. Is he a winner? Yeah. That's it, Coach. Yeah. I could care less about who got the best. Listen, here's my thing. If We go to practice every day. You got a box of rocks, and y'all throw rocks at each other every day, and y'all throw for 300 yards a game. I'm gonna expect y'all to throw rocks at each other every day. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the way you approach the game. That's how you go about your business. When you got a quarterback that wins games, I don't care about stats and all that other foolishness. Is this man winning games? Is he getting me out the field? And is he getting the first down and third down? And the game is on the line because he make those throws. In red zone, is he making the right when the field shrinks? Is he making the right decisions? Is he putting the ball where it needs to be? Is he checking me out of plays and making me look good? That's who I want. I want that guy. I don't want that other foolishness. That other foolishness.
You just need to send me your resume. We're ready to roll. I got a soccer team that needs an assistant soccer coach too.
Coach.
Hey, you might. Hey,
Coach.
defensive line coach, defensive coordinator. He's the guy.
Hey, coach. Listen, let me tell you something. We had a PD the other day, right? So they talk about what you learn, and I was telling them, like I'm learning soccer, woo. Because I got excited. I went out to the kid to go to watch Manchester United play this past weekend. You know what I'm saying? So I'm totally immersed. So the lady comes to me. She said, "Coach, I got to get you with this soccer coach." I said, "Whoa, I'm not that ambitious." Okay, like.
I hear you.
Well, hey, coach.
Yeah.
Hey, coach. I know we kept you on long enough, man. We almost. I told you it wasn't gonna be short. I said,
y'all got me, man. Past my bedtime. I gotta wake up at 4:30. So
I know you might got some more concession stands you got to work.
Yeah, y'all did it. Thank y'all for what y'all do, and I appreciate everything. And always good top ball.
No doubt. Yes, appreciate it, coach. God bless you, my bro.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, somebody from Anna has invited us to a game, so I guess we'll be on the sideline for a game this year.
All right, we'll let you on, man. You're gonna love it. Community, you get some of that. The tailgate. They're gonna have a lot of food. We know how to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, Matt said y'all barbecue in the press box off the chain.
Oh yeah. Well,
we
try to do it right. We try to do it right.
Yeah. So, I can't wait.
Y'all have a good one.
All right, yes, sir. You too, coach.
Coach, it's been a pleasure. The champ is here.
The champ is here.
We'll see you down the road.
The champ is here. The champ is here.
Man. But hey, you had some fans in the comments. They were loving you. Like, man, who's this coach over here in the corner talking? I need to follow him. So,
hey man, it's football, man. I love talking football to a coach, man. It's one of my favorite things in the whole world, man.
Nah, it is. It is awesome. It's awesome to sit up here and listen. I was just a fan too. I was just like, boy, I'm soaking all this stuff in. I'm gonna probably send this tape to my son. He coaching over at Stephen F. Austin. I want to give him some motivation and stuff. So, man, we appreciate all you do in the dub. And hey, the game is the week after next, right?
Yeah, it's on the 27th at 6:00 at Sprague Field. Y'all come out and listen. Here's the other thing. Like all jokes aside, let's put a spotlight on the city soccer, man. You know what I mean? These kids, man, they don't get the same as other sports. And man, especially my group of guys, I love them kids, man. They some awesome kids. They are so much fun to be around. And yeah, man, let's put them on the map. As well as SOC too. I mean, they got a good program and a good coach over there too. So I'm excited.
No doubt. And hey, I played soccer at Roosevelt for a year. I actually led her on varsity and probably was the best offensive player on our team, which means everybody else pretty much sucked. But I at least was able to score some goals when I played at Bell. So, so yeah, let's put some spotlight on that soccer, man. Other than that, Coach Carr, it's been a great one. Episode 120 is in the books. The dub, baby. We out this thing.
Holla, holla.
Holla.